It was a freezing winter evening. The sky was heavy with clouds, and a slow, sad rain had been falling since morning. That was the day my life quietly came to its end. My wife had taken me to the doctor earlier that morning. The medicines were changed, but unlike usual, I remained silent, calm, thoughtful, as if preparing for a journey unseen. By afternoon, my condition worsened. I took out my old diary, called my wife to sit beside me, and began to tell her about the money that was to be received and paid. She smiled faintly and said, "This is so like you. Even with the smallest illness, you bring out your diary." But her voice lacked the confidence it once held. When she went to the kitchen to make me soup, I felt a strange stillness. I drew a few shallow breaths, and then my soul slipped away. I felt myself floating above my body, rising slowly toward the ceiling. My wife entered, carrying the soup. For a moment she froze. Then a loud cry broke the silence of the room. I could see her tears. I wanted to comfort her, but I could no longer speak. I could see everything, yet no one could see me. By evening, my body was buried. The soil was placed over me, cold and heavy. My feet, once troubled by arthritis, ached even beneath the weight of the earth. Then came an unfamiliar stillness, the arrival of the angels. The questioning began and ended. Time vanished. When I was told that 5 years had passed since my death, I could hardly believe it. Then one of the angels spoke. "You may return to the world for a short while. You will see your loved ones, though they will not see you. If you wish to stay afterward, we will return your life to you. Otherwise, you may come back." I agreed. When I opened my eyes, I found myself standing in my old street. Slowly, I walked toward my house. The nameplate bearing my name was gone. My car was missing. The porch was empty and lifeless. I went upstairs to my library, my pride and joy, and froze. No books, no shelves, no writing desk. The rare manuscripts, the golden calligraphy of Gulistan Sadi, my father's and grandfather's diaries, all vanished. That grand library, once filled with wisdom and fragrance of paper, was now just a store. The walls looked tired. The painting I had framed for 15,000 rupees was torn and faded. With a heavy heart, I went downstairs. My wife was alone in the kitchen. She looked much older, her face pale with years of sorrow and loneliness. Tears welled up in my eyes. I wanted to ask, "Do your knees still hurt? Do you get your medicines on time? Do the children take care of you?" But I could not speak, and she could not see me. Then the phone rang. She spoke for a long time. From the conversation, I understood that the children wanted to sell the house. She resisted at first, but finally agreed. My beautiful car, sold. My clothes, worn by the servant. The servant who once bowed before me now wore my expensive Hong Kong shirt and Italian trousers. I visited each of my children's homes. They were busy, happy, settled. My name was rarely mentioned, and even when it was, it passed like a whisper in the wind. Only little Zainab, my granddaughter, remembered me. One day she said to her mother, "Mom, please don't throw away this bamboo chair." Grandpa brought it for me when I was small. Her mother replied, "Finish your dinner quickly, dear. I have to go to my friend's house." I went to literary gatherings and poetry circles. No one mentioned me. The people who once called me a trendsetter of modern poetry had moved on. My books had been removed from their shelves. Finally, I visited my grave. It was covered in wild grass stained with bird droppings, my name half erased by time. After a year of watching the world, I realized a bitter truth. My death had changed nothing. The world had not stopped. My family had moved on. Even the institutions I once led had replaced my name with new ones. The earth continued its rhythm untouched by my absence. I spoke to the angel again and said, "Take me back to my grave. I no longer belong here." But the truth, the angel smiled and said, "Every human believes that after his death there will be a void that can never be filled. But the truth is, that void never truly exists. The lesson of life is but a fleeting moment, precious, fragile, and short. We think the world revolves around us, our homes, our jobs, our families. But in truth, the world keeps spinning before us and will keep spinning after us. Only love, kindness, and good deeds remain. Everything else, our possessions, our pride, our names, fade like dust in the wind."